Warning, I chain smoke and I say fuck a lot. But I accept myself for the way I am. I accept you too. Viewer discretion advised.
I have a few videos in the works, but I had to share Prince Andrew's interview. I know a lot of people have probably already seen it, but damn!
One of Epstein's accusers, Virginia Roberts, has made allegations against you. She says she met you in 2001. She says she dined with you, danced with you at Tramp nightclub in London. She went on to have sex with you in a house in Belgravia belonging to Ghislaine Maxwell, your friend. Your response?
I have no recollection of ever meeting this lady. None whatsoever.
You don't remember meeting her?
No.
This is the most damning photograph of Prince Andrew. Next to him is Virginia Roberts, just 17 at the time and underage. She says the prince had sex with her 3 times at Jeffrey Epstein's properties.
He knows exactly what he's done, and I hope he comes clean about it.
The fact is, what she's saying, he knows exactly what he's done. From the people I've spoken to, yeah, he does know exactly what he's done. He's done absolutely nothing. He has no recollection whatsoever of meeting this girl. And just because Epstein, who we all agree is a disgraceful person, who's, you know, his conduct was appalling, he's a self-confessed paedophile. The Duke's mistake is that he met him in 2010 twice. After he was convicted,
yes, Robert,
and never again.
All we're getting is this in statement form, and as those lawyers were saying yesterday outside that court, it's easy to make a statement and walk away from it. But standing up in court, being cross-examined is a completely different thing. Would he subject himself to that?
I doubt the lawyers will allow him to subject himself to it, but the fact is, quite clearly, there are huge discrepancies in this woman's statement. If you go through certain things in that statement, most important one was that he was in Tramp nightclub with her, where he was supposed to have been drinking cocktails and groping her. Well, he never met her. He doesn't drink. He's been a teetotaler all his life.
I don't drink either. Doesn't mean I haven't been shit-faced before. I just don't like it.
Then we went to Club Tramp, and he danced with me, and he sweats a lot, and he smells funny.
I hear they smell like sulfur.
I'm almost, in fact, I'm convinced that I was never in Tramps with her. There are a number of things that are wrong with that story. One of which is that I don't know where the bar is in Tramps. I don't drink. I don't think I've ever bought a drink in Tramps whenever I was there.
Do you remember dancing at Tramp?
No. That couldn't have happened because the date that is being suggested, I was at home with the children.
You know that you were at home with the children. Was it a memorable night?
On that particular day that we now understand is the date, which is the 10th of March, I was at home. I was with the children. I'd taken Beatrice to a Pizza Express in Woking for a party at I suppose sort of 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And then because the Duchess was away, we have a simple rule in the family that when one's away, the other one's there. I was on terminal leave at the time from the Royal Navy, so therefore I was at home.
Must have been a really memorable pizza party.
Why would you remember that so specifically? Why would you remember a Pizza Express birthday and being at home?
Because going to Pizza Express in Woking is an unusual thing for me to do. A very unusual thing for me to do. I've only been to Woking a couple of times, and I remember it weirdly distinctly. As soon as somebody reminded me of it, I went, oh yes, I remember that. But I have no recollection of ever meeting or being in the company or the presence.
So you're absolutely sure that you're at home on the 10th of March.
Yeah.
She was very specific about that night. She described dancing with you and you profusely sweating, and that she went on to have bath, possibly.
There's a slight problem with the sweating because I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat, or I didn't sweat at the time, and that was, oh actually, yes, I didn't sweat at the time because I had suffered what I would describe as an overdose of adrenaline in the Falklands War when I was shot at. And I simply, it was almost impossible for me to sweat. And it's only because I have done a number of things in the recent past that I'm starting to be able to do that again. So I'm afraid to say that there's a medical condition that says that I didn't do it, so therefore.
He doesn't sweat, his shit don't stink.
When you say you never met her, there is the photograph with his hand around her waist.
Well,
so
I know people close to him and himself. He insists he has never met her, and there's a serious question to answer about the authenticity of that photograph. You have to look at the fingers, say, or the heights the Duke's around.
Those are his fingers. That is Andrew. This photo has been verified as an original, and it's been since given to the FBI, and they've never contested that it's a fake. And I know it's real. And he needs to stop with all of these lame excuses. We're sick of hearing it.
She was lent out to the prince for sex 3 times by Epstein in London, New York, and his private Caribbean island. Now, how do you put that to rest? That is a heck of an accusation.
It is, and you can only put it to rest by denying it, which he's done on 3 separate occasions.
Were you surprised that he didn't give a clear denial?
Actually, the Prince confronted every single question that we asked. Now, I think viewers will decide for themselves from what they hear, from what they see, what they choose to believe of his account, and where they still have further questions of their own.
He's going to keep denying that it ever happened, but he knows the truth.
The 59-year-old did own up to one mistake, that staying friends with Epstein after the American's 2008 conviction for soliciting a minor for prostitution was a bad idea.
But you were staying at the house of a convicted sex offender.
It was a convenient place to stay.
The girls came there. He didn't have to go meet them somewhere else.
The problem was the fact that once he had been convicted,
You stayed with him.
I stayed with him. And that's the bit that as it were, I kick myself for on a daily basis, because it was not something that was becoming of a member of the royal family. And we try and uphold the highest standards and practices, and I let the side down. Simple as that.
Just for the record, you've been on his private plane.
Yes.
You've been to stay on his private island.
Yes.
You've stayed at his home in Palm Beach.
Yes.
You visited Ghislaine Maxwell's house in Belgravia in London.
Yes.
So if Virginia Roberts is watching this interview, what is your message to her?
I don't have a message for her, because I have to have a thick skin. If somebody's going to make those sorts of allegations, then I've just got to have a thick skin and get on with it. But they never happened. Do I regret the fact that he has quite obviously conducted himself in a manner unbecoming? Yes.
Unbecoming? He was a sex offender.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm being polite.
You can't be guilty by an association of knowing somebody.
Well,
I think the Prince of Wales and Diana used to go to Jimmy Savile for marriage advice. Look, that doesn't mean that they're involved with Jimmy Savile.
What?
Fucking stoned.